العلم أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدمه. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد. So last week the topic that we stopped off at was what? Awl. What is awl? What is awl? When the asl mas'ala is larger, or the other way around, the portions are more than the asl mas'ala. For example, zawj and two uqtani shaqiqatani. What does the zawj get here? Yes. What do the uqtani shaqiqatani do? 2/3. طيب أصل المسألة is what? 6.
2 from 1
نعم. 1 فريق الأول, one number from فريق الأول. فريق الأول was what? The north side, that side. فريق النصف. So we've got a 2. And then we said anytime a 2 meets any of the فريق or any of the numbers from the other group, the asl mas'ala is always 6. طيب, what is half of 6? Because we said the zawj gets 6. So what is, or the zawj gets half of whatever the asl mas'ala is. So what is half of 6? 3. Excellent. What are 2/3 of 6? 4. Okay. So now we have a problem here because this is how much we want to split the wealth into. However, here we've got 3 and 4. We've only got 6 to play around with. If we say we're going to give the zawj his 3, then we're going to be left with how many? What is 6? 3 take away 6. We're going to be left with 3. So if we get the zawj out of the way, we've only got 3 to play around with. And how many do we need to give the sisters? How much do we need to give the sisters? 4. Therefore, it's not going to work. Likewise, if we start with them and we say we're going to give them 4, we're only going to get how many left? 9. So something's going to fall short. So the idea of awl is basically these two numbers, 3 and 4, all we do is add them up. Now, if that's the case, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is, because we've now got more portions than we've got wealth, everyone has to sacrifice a portion of their right. Right? Okay. So, مثلا, for example, Bab al-Hajr in Buick, when we were studying, when someone is declared bankrupt, let's say he leaves behind 100,000. Like in the debt he owes is 150,000. What did we say we're going to have to do? Whatever 100,000 we've got, we distribute it to those people that he owes the money. So some of them are going to go what? They're going to get no one's going to get their full share. Is that understood? So what we're going to do is we're going to add 3 and 4. What's 3 and 4? 7. So the new asl mas'ala is 7. Is that understood? So instead of splitting the wealth, the mal, into 6 portions, what we're going to do now is we're going to split it into 7 portions. So which one are they going to get less? In which one are they going to get less? When we split it into 7 or when we split it into 6? Which one are they going to get less? Nah, so if we split it into 7, they're going to get less. So that is the idea of awl. Okay? I'm going through it because it was towards the end, last half an hour that we studied it last week. Any questions on awl before we go on to the new topic?
So is awl referred to also when there isn't enough money?
Is awl also referred to when there isn't enough money? That is exactly what awl is. The reason is because there's not enough money. That's why we're going to have to split it into 6. And when we've split the wealth into 6, okay, because how much money we've got is not sufficient for the Zawj to get his 3 shares or his half, and it's not enough for these to get their 2 quarters. طيب. So that's exactly what Awl is. Any questions on Awl? Any questions on Awl? طيب. Today we're going to study Al-Rad, inshallah. And if we get time, Al-Hamli. Al-Hamli. Okay. Al-Rad is literally the opposite of Awl. We've now got too much wealth left over. Okay? So Awl Rad means to give back. To give back something. That's what Rad means. So, for the lesson that we're studying today, we're going to give some of the wealth back. And we're going to distribute, or in other words, whatever is remaining, we're going to distribute it amongst the what? Amongst those people that are entitled to it. Amongst those people that are entitled to it. So for example, there are people that are entitled to Rad, or entitled to the remaining wealth, and there are those that are not entitled to it. Right. So مثلا, let's say, if we've got Zawja and a bint, what does the Zawja get here? Thumun. What does the bint get? Nisf. طيب. أصل المسألة 8. What is 1/8 of 8? 1. What is half of 8? 4. What is 4 and 1? 5. How many are not counted for yet? They're not counted for, sir? 3. So we've got 3 left over. What we're going to study now, in today's class, is what should we do with that 3? Right? What should we do with that 3? In other words, for example, let's say someone leaves behind 80 grand, 80,000. What is 1/8 of that? 10. What is half of 5? Add those 2 together, 50,000. 30,000 is not accounted for, sir. So what we're going to do with that? Today, we're going to learn what we're going to do with that. In other words, what we're going to do with these 3 sahm is understood. That is the idea of Rad. So now, the numbers that we've got here, the siham, these are called siham, by the way. We've taken a few times. 1 and 4. These siham are more than the asl mas'ala. The siham, the 4 here and the 1, are more than the asl mas'ala. Is that understood? With Awl, what was it with Awl? The asl mas'ala is less than the siham. Here, which is more? The opposite. Here, the siham is less than the asl mas'ala. And this, with Awl, the siham were what? More than the asl mas'ala. Is that understood? That is the meaning of There was a booklet that was sent out, or notes that was sent out. Who's printed them out? Put your hand up if you printed them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Right. Well, I'll give or take. The majority of the sisters did it, okay? Okay. Right. If you've got it, inshallah, go on to page 3. Abdullah, read out the shurut. There are conditions for money to be, or for portions to be given back. Okay? We can't give it back to everyone. We don't need to give it back to everyone. Okay? So the conditions are what, Abdullah?
وجوب صاحب فرض يرد عليه.
وجوب صاحب الفرض. لكن يرد عليه. طيب. We have to have a صاحب الفرض. Who is a صاحب الفرض? Who can tell me? Who is a صاحب الفرض? Those people that inherit specific portions. So the first condition for us to give back the remaining amount is there has to be what? A person that has a specific portion. Okay. Out of all of those people that have been given a specific portion, the only two that are not entitled to anything back is the Zawj and the Zawja. The Zawj and the Zawja, they don't get anything back. The Zawj and the Zawja, nothing comes back to them. Nothing comes back to them. So in the example that we had, the Zawja and the bint, how many did we say is left over? 3. That 3 can never be given back to this Zawja. Okay? And it can never be given back to the Zawj either. So the Zawj is not Ahlul Rad. Okay? So the Zawj is not Ahlul Rad. So Ahlul Rad means those people who are entitled to the remaining amount of wealth. So Ahlul Rad. So who is not from Ahlul Rad? The Zawj and the Zawja. In the book, that's the opinion of the Jumhur, the majority of scholars, to the extent that some say there's ijma' consensus. Shaykh Sa'di rahimahullah in Manhaj Saalikeen, he says that even the Zawj and the Zawjan, and the Zawj and the Zawja, they get it back. Like the stronger opinion with the Jumhur is that the Zawj or the Zawja, they do not get that wealth back. Is understood? So here, these 3, they're not going to be given back to the Zawj. They're not going to be given back to the Zawj. How they're to be distributed, we're going to learn that. Like when we're learning the conditions, you need to know that the Zawj cannot be in there. Is that understood? Or the Zawja. What is the second condition?
ألا يوجد في المسألة عاصم.
ألا يوجد
في مسألة عاصم.
مسألة عاصم.
لأنه إذا وجد عاصم.
Like, there can't be a asib as well. In the mas'ala that we're giving something back, there can't be a asaba. Who is a asaba? Who are the asaba? Huh? Those that take the leftovers. Who are they? The closest male relative. Or the male relatives of a person. Is that understood? So for example, who? The son, ibn, the am, the uncle, akh shaqiq, akh li'ab, who else? Ibn am, and so on. Like ab as well. Like, so there can't be a sahibu or someone that is called asaba. Why can't there be someone that is called asaba? Write that down. Why can't there be asaba? Why can't there be an asib? The question that you should write down. Why can't there be a asib? And the answer is, with an asib, it's not possible to even get anything left over. The answer is, if we find that if there is an asib, a male relative of the deceased, there's no way that we can have anything left over anyway. Because he's entitled to the leftover. Because he is entitled to the leftover. So for example now, this mas'ala that we have here on the board, there's a rad here. There's how many remaining? 3 that are not counted for, صح? طيب. If we had, let's say for example, we had akh shaqiq, a full brother of the deceased, this wouldn't even be here. Because khalas, he's going to take the 3. Why is he going to take the 3? Because he's an asaba. Here for him we put baqi. Back. That baqi could be a lot and it could be nothing. There's times where he's not going to get anything, sah? Right. So the asib is the person, the closest male relative of the deceased who gets what? Whatever is left over. So if we've got an asib here, it could be a ib, it could be a am, whoever it may be. If we've got an asaba here, there's no way that the mas'ala can be mas'ala to rad. There's no way that we can have anything left over. Are these 2 conditions understood? Any questions on that? So for here, for this to be a mas'ala rad, mas'ala to rad, both conditions are met. We're not going to give anything back to the zawja. Is that understood? Right? Why? Because she doesn't fulfill the first condition for there to be anything remaining, for them to be given anything. So we're not going to give her anything. We've got 3. The second condition is what? There's no asaba. So what do we have left over? 3. Right. Before going into the next part, which is how to distribute it, okay? Before going to how to distribute it, go on.
You know the first condition is wujud sahib al-qab. Or isn't there zawj sahib al-qab?
صح إلا الزوج والزوجة.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, نعم. Talking 500 different languages. So إلا الزوج or الزوجة. أهل الرد إلا الزوج والزوجة. So you can say, شوف, you know where it says يرد عليه, you can kind of sense that this excludes the zawj and the zawja. But you can put إلا الزوج والزوجة to make it easier. Right. So, before we move on, just as a summary, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the asl mas'ala. We're going to count this 4, 5. Khalas. That's what we're going to do. That's what rad is. Instead of saying the asl mas'ala is going to be 8, we're now decreasing the asl mas'ala, making it 5. Before, what we were doing, we were increasing it. We were increasing it. So that 80,000 that we had here, instead of splitting into 8 portions, we're going to split it into 5 portions, and we're going to give the zawja how many portions? And we're going to give the bint how many? 4. So who will end up with more? The bint. Why? Because she's a person, she's ashab al-fard. She's from those people that you give something back to. طيب. So the next topic, or the next subtitle that you should see, is Asnaf Ahl Rad. Who are Ahl Rad? Who are Ahl Rad? You've already studied it. It can't be, it has to be someone that has a what? Sahib al-Fard, someone who has been given a specific portion, excluding Zawj and the Zawja. And excluding a Asib. Who else is left? The mother, the Jadda, the Ukht Shaqiqa, the Ukht Li'ab, Ukht Li'um, Bint al-Ibn, Bint. All of those people are those that are entitled to whatever is remaining. In summary, Ashab al-Furud, anyone who has been given a specific portion in the Quran and the Sunnah is entitled to whatever is remaining, excluding that Zawj and Zawj.
So I have a question about the you know, when you said that the Zawj don't get the right. So would it be the same if you just left the Zawj as one and increased the 4 to 7? You just have it because she's not.
So, yeah, it'd be the same though. It'd be the same. What we're going to study soon, okay, is that we're going to do this. For her, we're going to write Baqi. We're going to write Baqi.
So in the end, it does go.
In the end, it's the same. So whether you say 8 and then give her 1 and then give her 7, we're going to actually study that. But this is just to make it easier.
Is it one portion of 80? The example we gave earlier was 80,000, and she would have got some 10,000 if it was 1 8.
The Zawja, and the wife.
And if it's one, if she's getting one portion of 5, isn't that 16,000? So
No, these don't change. These don't change. So she's going to get one portion of what?
5 or?
No. She's going to get one portion of the 8 that's going to stay. The 8 that's going to stay. Because she's not, we can't give her more. We can only give more to the bint here, or to the person that's entitled to the fund. Right. Yeah.
What condition is it the whole?
Is there another condition? Excellent. The third condition is that the furud are not finished. The furud are not finished, meaning there is nothing left over. For example, زوج أخت شقيقة. زوج gets what? أخت شقيقة. مسحص مثلا. You shouldn't think about it. It's 2, 2, 2. طيب. What is half of 2? Half of 1. Half of 2? 1. That's the meaning of the third condition. What have we got left over? Nothing. We haven't got anything left over. Because we don't have anything left over, we're going to what? There's nothing we can do. There's no baqi here. Here, there's no baqi. Also, you know, on the question that you just asked, even taking this out the equation, without even using this, in real life, when we're doing practically tatbiq, when we've got the 80,000, we're going to give the zawja one portion.
So it's 1 portion of 8.
One portion of 8. And then what's going to happen is what? What's left? Whatever is left is going to be given back to the bint. Right. So the third condition that you've got on Allah tastaqir al-furudu al-tarika or al-masala, it means this. There has to be something left over. If there's nothing left over, can we give anything back? No. If there's nothing left over, there's no way of giving anything back. Is that understood? Has anyone got a board marker? Not marker. A rubber. طيب. The next mas'ala, can I rub this out? The next mas'ala when we're giving things back, when we're doing a rad, it's one of two. Either there's a zawj or zawja, which is the first type, or there isn't a zawj and a zawj. There isn't a zawj or a what? A zawja. This is of three types. Manhaj Saalikeen Shaykh Hassan rahmatullah alayhi, he doesn't actually explain these in detail like it is on the matan. Like, and that's the same for every other matan. It's up to the person that's teaching it to explain it. Like, I've got to go to people. How many situations are there with rad? Two. What are they? When there isn't a zawj or zawja in the mas'ala, and when there is a zawj or zawja in the mas'ala. Is that understood? Right? Read out the first one, first hal. لا, the very first one. الحالة الأولى, the second one. ألا يكون مع نعم. نعم.
ألا يكون مع من يرد عليه أحد الزوجين. ولهذه الحالة
ثلاث صور. There's three ways that this comes. There's three ways of picturing no zawj and no zawja. Go on.
أن يكون صاحب الفرد شخصا بمفرده فيأخذ المال جميعا.
That there's one صاحب الفرد. There's one person that is entitled to الفرد. One. أن يكون صاحب الفرد واحد. He has to be on his own. The صاحب الفرد, the person that is getting a fard, getting the rad, he has to be on his own. Okay? For example, a person dies and leaves behind a daughter. A person dies, he leaves behind a daughter. What is she entitled to? Huh? Yes. Asl al-mas'ala is what? 2. What is half of 2? 1. Right? What have we got left over? 1. Right? We've got 1 left over. We've got 1 left over. Okay? How many sahib al-fard do we have here? 1. In this situation, we won't bother ourselves with saying she gets half and then doing an asl al-mas'ala and then dividing it like that. Okay? We just say what? Khalas. She's the only one. Jeen. Jami' al-mal. She gets everything. Why are we going to do tawaf and say half and then asl al-mas'ala is 2 and then she gets 1? Khalas, there's no need. There's no one to share it with her aslan anyway. Is that understood? Another example. A person leaves behind ukht shaqiqa. There's no one else in his family. Right? Ukht shaqiqa. What we're going to do, what was she entitled to? Nis, 2, and then 1. Instead of doing all of that, we say what? Khalas, she's ahlul rad. Jeen. She gets everything. Jami' al-mal. Who can give me another example? Right, Ibn. We're talking about rad now. Ibn, does that fulfill the second condition? Are you trying to dig him into it? Bint Ibn. Bint Ibn. You're right. Bint Ibn. The granddaughter. Right? What did she get here?
She'll get this
Normally, but we'd give her what? Jeen. Ukht li'ab. Here she gets what? Jeen. Khalas, there's no one else to give it to. Right? Is that understood? Because if we don't say jeen, that means we're going to have something left over. That something that is left over, what are we going to do with it? Yeah? We can't go around giving it to other people at sadaqah. That's her haqq. Is that understood? The first scenario. Any questions on the first scenario?
ذلك أساس زوج وتي جميع المال توقع.
With the zawj, they say they're not ahlul rad. Right? They say they're not ahlul rad. They say they're not ahlul rad. Wallahi, Allah, it'll probably be given back to them. It'll probably be given back to them. Because they say the reason why they're not ahlul rad, because they've taken their right. They're not related to this person via blood. They're related to them via what? Nikah. Nikah. And they've taken their right that they were entitled to via nikah. Like if there's no one else, well, even the zawj or the zawja, it might be given back to them. Like in khalas, let's say now there isn't a zawja. Right? If there's one person left, and that person is a sahib of fard, the person who's been given a certain portion, what we're going to give them? مثلا 1/3 or 3. 1/3 is what? 1. So we're still going to have 2 left. Okay, what we're going to do here? Huh? جميع المال. Believe it or not, you guys already studied some of that during the earlier weeks. طيب. So that's the first scenario. The second scenario is what, Abdullah?
أن يكون من يرد عليه صنفا واحد متعددا.
Right. The meaning of this second scenario is that there's more than one person, but they are from the what? From the same direction. For example, bint. Are they not from the same direction? طيب. أخت شقيقة. أخت شقيقة. Are they not from the same direction? Excellent. أخ لأم. أخ لأم. Would you say أخت لأب? أخت لأب. طيب. In this scenario, what should we do? If we give them, based on what we've learnt so far, based on what we've learnt so far, we're meant to give them what? 2/3. The asl masala is 3. طيب. The asl masala is 3. So that's what they're going to have to share. طيب. What are 2/3 of 3? 2. We're going to have what left over? 1. And the same goes for all of these. The same goes for all of these. Apart from this one, they get 1/3. So we're always going to get something left over. So instead of being in that pickle, we're just going to put جميع المال. Or we can split it into 2. Just give her 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So what are they doing technically? They're sharing whatever is left over. So they are sharing whatever is left over. Is that understood? The second scenario, when there's no zawj, the second scenario is that there's more than one sahibu fard. There's more than one sahibu fard, and they're from the same direction. 2 daughters, 2 sisters, bint ibn, ukht li'ab, or ukht li'ab, and so on. Right? What about here? What should we do here? لا. أخ شقيق and أخ لأب. Who's going to take the baqi? He's going to take the baqi. Huh? نعم. أخ شقيق blocks. He doesn't get anything. This is not even within our mas'ala here. And we're going to study blocking next week, inshallah. Yeah? Huh? If it was what? Akh. Yeah, that we had it. Akh shaqiq, akh li'um. Akh shaqiq. We've already studied this. Akh sheen, akh li'um. Akh li'um gets what? Third. Baqi. 3. What is 1/3? Sorry, you're right. All right, calm down. Oh, please. Asl masala is what? 6. 1/6 of, since you're Superman, go on, 1/6 of what? Huh? 1, excellent. What is left? 5. So this is not the masala that we're studying here. We've already studied this. He's an asaba here. And remember our conditions was what? There's no asaba. That's the second condition, there's no asaba. So this is not what we're studying now. This doesn't come into the equation that we're studying now. Lakin, does everyone understand that if there's more than one person, sahibul fard, more than one sahibul fard, and they're from the same direction? Is that understood? Like, before writing it down, what do you think is the third type? نعم. نعم يكون على صنفين أو أكثر. طيب يكون ما يرد عليه صنفين فأكثر. طيب, so here we've got صاحب الفرد. However, they're not from the same jiha, from the same direction. For example, let's say bint and jadda. What does the bint get here? Nisf. What does the jadda get? Sudus. أصل المسألة 6. Half 3. 1/6 1. See, we're here now, yeah? Okay. What we're going to have left over? 2. صح? Instead of having anything left over, we're going to get rid of the asl mas'ala. We're not going to distribute the mal, the wealth, into 6 now. We're going to distribute it into what? 4. So whatever wealth we've got now, we're going to distribute it into how many portions? 4. And out of those 4, the daughter gets what? 3. And the jadda gets what? 1. Let's go for another example. Ukht shaqiqa. I want the sisters to solve this one out. Who's going to help me do this one? Who's going to put hand up? All right, the brothers. Who's going to do it? Put your hand up. Whoever's going to do it. Suleiman. Thank. Gets what? I want you to solve. It is a red issue. It is what we're studying. I want you to sort it out. Go on. Gets thuluth. Ukht shaqiqa gets nisf. That's the first step. Then asl mas'ala is what? 6. 6. That is the asl mas'ala. What next? 2 for the طيب, excellent. And 3 for the ukht. What now? خلاص, get rid of this. Our new asl mas'ala is 5. Where did we get 5 from, Suleiman? Adding the siham of the people that are present. Is that understood? Okay, another example. أخ لأم and جدة. طيب. Someone from here. Go on. أخ لأب gets أخ لأم gets سدس. طيب سدس. طيب جدة سدس. 6. طيب. أصل المسألة is what؟ سدس أو 6. 1 and 1. ها؟ صح. What should we do that for? Do we need to say there's anything remaining? What did we do here? Sorry. Okay, what did we do here? صح. We change it how though? How do we go about changing it? How many siham here? How many arrows? 1. 1. Change it to 2. Khalas. 2. That's all we need to do. Whatever siham we've got left, we need to add it up and make it the new asl al-mas'ala. So here, we're going to split the mal into what? Into 2. طيب. If we don't do that, what's going to happen? If we don't do that, what's going to happen? If we don't do that, and we say we're going to stick with 6, طيب. We're going to give 1/6 to the akhli and 1/6 to the jadda, صح? What are we going to have left over? What should we do with that for? How should we distribute it? We're going to still give it to them anyway, but instead of saying, طيب, we're going to give them that and then we're going to take 2, put it here, take 2 from here as well and put it there. Just make it the new, get rid of the asl mas'ala that you're going to split the mal into and make it 2. Okay? The whole point of the asl mas'ala is that the asl mas'ala, it shows you how many portions you want to split the wealth into. Okay? So what we're doing now is we're saying, listen, we're not going to split it into 6 anymore. We know the asl mas'ala should be 6. In normal circumstances, it would be 6. But here, we can't have it because it's not going to come out right. Remember, when I said last week, we've built the house. What we're doing now is, you know, when there's going to be repairs in the house, we're repairing the house. So this is one of those repairs that we're carrying out in the house. Same as awl. Is that understood? Huh? Okay, excellent. That's a good question. Can the bint not complain that the jadda is getting who? Okay, so you're saying who's going to be complaining? The bint? Jadda's going to get a bigger portion. So the brother is saying, can't the bint now complain and say, listen, the jadda's got taken a bigger portion? What's the answer to that? The bint is also getting her portion, but what else? Who's getting more than her portion? The bint. Shuf, that question can't arise. The bint has no right saying to the jadda, why are you getting a bigger portion? Why does she not have no right? Because the jadda herself is a sahibul fard. She's entitled to more than, she's ahlul rad. Did we not say that ahlul rad is everyone who has been given a certain portion, excluding the who? Zawja. So the bint now can't say, why is the jadda getting any more? Because the jadda has more of a right to get what's left, just as the bint. Same here. The jadda can't complain about the akhli and the akhli can't complain about the jadda. Here, the can't complain about the ukht shaqiqa and the ukht shaqiqa can't complain about the Sah? Look at it as, let's say, مثلا, we're giving them sadaqah. Like, مثلا, say there's 2 of you now. If I give you charity, sah, if I give you £10 sadaqah and I give him £10 sadaqah, can you turn around and say, why are you giving him £10 sadaqah? Or can he turn around and say, why are you giving him £10 sadaqah? خلاص. أصلا we're on boat territory anyway at this particular moment, you know. This is extra as it is. So that question won't arise. Yeah? Going back to? Yeah? Some people get that can't come out with owl as well because they're getting less than what they deserve. Like we're all, as they say, we're in it together. So everyone's getting a lesser portion than they were entitled to. Everyone. Huh? So it's the haqq, but we don't have anything else. Let's say, for example, the awl, zawj, and two ukht shaqiqa. Zawj gets what? Nisf, right? And they get 2/3, huh? 2/3. Asl mas'ala, 6. 3, 4. Right? And the asl mas'ala 6. We don't have anything for you. What can you do? Huh? They can't force us to give them money. They can't force us to get money out from our pocket to give to them, can they? So this is what your deceased has left you. Spread it amongst yourselves. طيب. Yeah. The what? Yeah. 7. خلاص. We just make it 7. We just increase with awl. We increase the asl mas'ala. With rad, we decrease it. So which one are they better off? With rad or awl? Huh? Rad. They're getting more than they expected. That's why the bint can even try getting more. So the table on page 5, yeah? Why does it say 2/6? Because 6 was the old asl mas'ala. The new mas'ala is what? So I should explain this table to you. طيب. Let me explain the table to you. Go to page 4. Go one back. طيب. See here where you've got al-hal al-ula, the first situation, al-waritha, and then how much they should get. See, the first one says what? Jadda, right? What does it have next to it? Jami'ul mal, she gets everything. The one under it, the right? And she gets Jami'ul mal, everything. طيب. The next scenario was what? When there's more than one sahibul fard, however, that person is more than them. And they're coming from the same direction. 2 sisters, 3 sisters, 4 sisters, 5 sisters, or 5 daughters, whatever they may be. So that's why here you've got ukht shaqiqa. If there's 3 of them, how many portions are we going to, asl masala is going to be what? 3. We're going to split the wealth into 3 portions and we're going to distribute it amongst them. Is that understood? طيب. For page 5, the third scenario, what was the third scenario? When there's more than one sahibul fard that we can possibly give it back to, but they're coming at us from different directions. For example, we've got an and an ukht shaqiqa. The has no more of a right to take whatever is left, remaining, than the ukht shaqiqa. And the ukht shaqiqa has no more of a right to take whatever is left over the what? The So what do we do here? See, the first box is what? Akh li right? صح? Akh li And who? The jadda, right? Normally the akh li gets what? A sudus. And the jadda gets what? Sudus. The aslul mas'ala is what? 6. So here, akh li and jadda. Okay? What is ta'silul mas'ala? Asilil mas'ala. If I say to you, what is the do ta'sil of the mas'ala, this is what you do. Something, you've already studied it. You say she's entitled to a 6th. Then you say he's also entitled to a 6th. Then you say the aslul mas'ala is what? 6. Then you say what? What is the sudus of 6? 1. Sudus of 6? 1. What you've done now is ta'silul mas'ala. Asalt al mas'ala. You've set out the foundations of the mas'ala. طيب. However, here, next to the 6, you've got a 2, right? And the 2, there's a line under it, sah? This means that 6 is no longer used. 2 is our new asl mas'ala. Is that understood? 2 is our new asl mas'ala. But where did I get the 2 from? Just the siham, khalas. The next box, this is how it is. The next box, the asl mas'ala is like that. Where did I get these 3 from? The siham, khalas. The third box looks like this. Where did I get the 4 from? Siham. But all I've done is count whatever they were meant to get. Right, let's go for the last one, number 5, the 5th one, where it says 5. Just as an example. Who is it? أخت شقيقة. أخت شقيقة أخ لأم. And who? And Who's going to work? Who's going to do ta'sil of this mas'ala? Someone put your hand up. Put ta'sil of this mas'ala. طيب. جزاك الله خير. أخت شقيقة gets what? Half. أخ لأم, the half brother from the mother side, 6. Excellent. The gets what? 6. طيب. أصل المسألة 6. Excellent. What is half of 6? Because the ukht, you said that she gets half, right? What is half of 6? 3. What is 1/6 of 6? 1. And the mother, you said she gets sudus, so it's 1. That is ta'silul mas'ala. We've now built the house. But when we've looked now, we see that there's a broken window. How can we fix this? Exactly. Khalas. The asl mas'ala, change it to 5. How did you come up with that 5? From the siham. 3, add 1, 4. Add 1, 5. In fara'id, one of the most important things, this part, which is hisab, the math side of it, you need to know where the numbers came from. Sahih, there's a 5 there, but where did that 5 come from? Gone? Shouldn't she get a thuluth? La, she shouldn't get a thuluth because here there's a brother and a sister, a group of brothers or sisters. Fine. So that's where the 5 is coming from. So we've now got a new asl mas'ala. Fine. So we're not putting 5 there for the sake of it. But why are we putting 5 there? Because if we do the 6 and leave the asl mas'ala as 6, we're going to have something left over. So in order to avoid having something left over, we're going to what? Change the asl mas'ala and we're going to put a 5 there. Which means what? Instead of splitting the wealth into 6 and having something left over, what we're going to split it into? 5. When we split it into 5, are we going to have anything left over? No. Because whatever wealth, 1 million, 1 trillion, we're going to split it 5 ways. And then we're going to give 3 to the ukh shaqiqa, 1 to the akh li and 1 to the Mashallah, genius. They will inherit more. Because remember, Rad, we said that they're going to get more than they were normally entitled to. With Awl, they're going to get what? Less than they. So Awl is east, or Awl is night and day. Awl and Rad, the relationship between Awl and Rad is like night and day, east and west, hot and cold. Literally the two opposites. Yes, excellent. We're both reconciled. We're both trying to fix a problem here. But the way we fix Awl is different to the way we fix what? Nah. So for Awl, normally we would say this is 6. Sah? Normally, let's say 6. Let's say it's a Awl mas'ala, right? For Awl, let's say that's 6. For Awl, we're going to say no. We're going to get rid of it and we're going to make it 7. So we're making the asl mas'ala more, bigger. However, with Rad, we're saying no. It's not going to be 6. We're going to change it to 5. Which is what? Less. Which is less? 7 or 5? 5. So the person, they're going to get more now. They're going to get more than they're normally entitled to. But why are they getting more than they're normally entitled to? Huh? Redistributed because there's more left over. There's going to be something left over. Right? Any questions on these three? With rad, right, and with awl, it doesn't require memorizing. You don't need to memorize anything. You're literally dealing with whatever you see in front of you. Okay? You're dealing with whatever you see in front of you. No need to think about it. When you hear awl, don't think, oh, it's difficult. When you hear rad, don't think it's difficult. You're just dealing with literally what's in front of you. The only thing that you've got to remember is that with awl, you're giving less. And with rad, you're giving them more. Any questions on that? On the first side? No. طيب. Let's take the middle one for أخ لأم أخ لأم and the the last mas'ala for this side. Who's going to do ta'sil of this mas'ala? اسمع. Go on. I want from beginning to end. Go on. Gets thuluth. Excellent. What's next? صح? You're still using Nisab al-Arba'a. Huh? Okay, you like that one. Fair enough. Well, whatever works for you, wherever's easier for you. Go on. So 6, what is the relationship between 6 and 3? Mudakhala. Naam. So what is the asl mas'ala? 6. Excellent. Carry on. Okay. The akh li Excellent. 2 goes to the Nah. 2, yeah, 2. 2 goes to the طيب, what now?
And then 2 plus 1 make it 3. No, it's 3.
3. Is that right?
Yeah.
طيب. Cancel this one, the old asl mas'ala, and we're going to put what? 3. Where did you get 3 from? Because you counted the siham. So remember when I was saying you don't need to memorize anything, just look ahead of you, right? You know this, you know who inherits and who doesn't inherit, sah? We're not going to put neighbor here, we're not going to put traffic warden here, sah? Only your relatives, tayyib. So you know the people that are inheriting. This section, you know what they're due to inherit, right? You've already memorized that. The asl mas'ala, after learning the nisab al-arba'a and the tariq al-fariqayn, those two methods, now you can work out the asl mas'ala. Have you done any memorizing so far? No, khalas. So you put the asl mas'ala. Then 1/6 of what is 1 of 6. A third of what? 6 is what? 2. Then you add these two up. Khalas. There's no memorizing involved here, other than obviously what they're entitled to. There's no memorizing involved here. There's nothing hard to it. Khalas, get rid of the old asl masala, give them a new asl masala. You're good to go. Khalas. Any questions on that? Right. You know what they do over when we used to have the classes over there, right? In Riyadh. They'll get the students to come over and do it here. Do you reckon you'd be able to do it? It's nerve-wracking though, isn't it? 70, 80 students looking at you. Like, they used to do that to everyone. Maybe we'll apply that now. So that is now the 3 scenarios. So if there's no Zoj or Zoja, how many scenarios are there? 3. What are these 3? First and foremost, what is Rad? Rad is what? Huh? We're giving back now. There's going to be something left over. That something that is left over, we're going to distribute it amongst certain individuals. When there's not a Zoj, there are 3 possible situations or scenarios. What is the first? When there's one Sahib al-Fard, one bint. So normally she would be entitled to half. But here we're not going to give her half because she's the only heir to the person that's just passed away. So what does she get? Jami'ul mal. The second scenario is what? There's two or more, but same direction. Two sisters, two daughters, two mothers. No, it's not possible to have two mothers. Two jaddas, possible. Two grandmothers, possible. Right. So bint, for example. What do we do with bint and bint? What were they normally entitled to? 2/3. But what we're going to do now, distribute amongst them. If there's two of them, we're going to split the mal into two. If there's three of them, we're going to split it into, and so on. Right. The third scenario is what? Give me an example. Ukht shaqiqa. So it's not the first scenario because there's more than one, and it's not the second because they're not from the same direction. Right, what should we do here? Gets a thuluth. Ukht shaqiqa, nisf. Asl mas'ala, 6. 1/3 of 6, 2. Half of 6, 3. What should we do now? 3 at 2, 5. What should we do after calculating it? Khalas, 5. So now we're going to split it into 5. We're going to split the wealth into 5. Is that understood? Khalas. So that is the first department. This is possibly 2. We're only going to get 2 scenarios. When there's a zawj. Why have we said when there's not a zawj and when there is a zawj or zawja? Because zawj and zawja, they're not entitled to anything back. They're not entitled to anything back. Okay. What possibilities are there? That, the number one, or the first possibility is that there's one person with the zawj or the zawja. There's one person that is sahibul fard. There is one person. Okay? So for example, أن يكون واحدا. The person that is with the zawj is now one person. Is that understood? What should we do? Khalas, give them the baqi. Pay attention here. Zawja gets, and then the bint. The zawja gets what? Thumun. Bint gets? Don't do that. Naam, baqi. Don't give her her share. Don't give her her share. Khalas. As long as you see there's one sahibul fard, bint for example, or ukht shaqiq, as long as there's one person, give the zawj or the zawja their right and put baqi next to the person. Then the asl masala is going to be what? 8. 1/8 of 1/8, 1. What is left over? 7. Khalas. So we're going to split the wealth into 8 here. We're going to give one portion to the zawja, that's her right. But whatever is left over, we're going to give to who? The bint. Remember, if we were to use the old method, we would say the bint is going to get what? Nisf. And then we're going to give her half of 8. What is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. 4 add 1. 3 left over. What are we going to do with that 3? We're giving it back to the bint. It's not possible to give it to the zawja because she's not entitled to it. The zawja and the zawja are not entitled to it. We're going to give it back to the bint. So instead of going around this long way, khalas, we're just going to say give her the baqi, whatever is left over. Who's going to give me another example? Furthermore, I'll give you another example and then you can start to mention more. Zawja, jadda. Zawja gets ruba'. Jadda, baqi. خلاص باقي. Jadda gets baqi. أصل المسألة 4. خلاص. We can say جدة gets 6, but we're digging ourselves a deeper hole that we're gonna come out of. It's not like we're gonna be stuck in there. We're gonna come out of it. But why dig ourselves that hole? Let's dig the hole. Let's dig the hole. جدة سدس. أصل المسألة 12. ربع 3. 1 6 2. 3 2. 5. We've still got how many uncounted for? 7. What we're going to do with that? We're going to give it back to the Jeddah. Why are we going to go all the way around? We're going to give it back to the Jeddah, that 7. Like, instead of doing that, just give us a shortcut. Put back 4 1 3. Who's going to give me another example? This one is actually easier than. Go on. Say that again. Zawj and Ibn. Zawj and Ibn Taib. Zawj gets what? Ibn gets? Huh? Huh? Who gets a ruba? Taib, okay. That's not even what I was referring to, but yeah. Give him a ruba. What else? Huh? But we weren't studying this. Sahih, it's the same sort of equation. Lakin, Ibn is what? Asaba. Huh? Like Waritha, where I put Waritha, it's just to show you who's inheriting in that certain situation. So here, it can't be Ibn. Why can't it be an Ibn? Because Ibn is a Asaba. With a Asaba, there's no possibility of having anything left over. Is that understood? Right. Bint. صح? Bint. How are we going to work it out now? 4 1 3. خلاص. Someone from here give an example. Okay. زوجة أخت شقيقة. جيد. Gone. ربع باقي. Carry on. أصل المسألة is 4. 1, she gets 1 because it's 1 4 4. And this person gets 3. خلاص. There's باقي and there's a zawj or a zawja. What do? If there's only one person, we just put باقي next to them. We give them whatever is left over. And we make the aslul mas'ala the maqam of the what? Of the zawj or the zawja. Who can give me another example? Okay. زوج أخ لأم. طيب. نصف half زوج باقي صح 2 1 1. So he gets 1. Any other examples? Could there be more than one? Yeah, we're coming to that. But we're studying one person. يكون واحدا. زوج and who? Jad. Come on. Jad is a that doesn't even meet the conditions for. He's asaba. Not in all situations, not in all scenarios. Even the ab, even if we put an ab here, this is not a rad mas'ala. It is a normal mas'ala. Who? Why? Sulus? The ab never gets a sulus though. The ab either gets baqi, whatever is left, or sudus. زوج and جدة. جدة. طيب. زوج gets what? نصف. جدة سدس. طيب. لا باقي. 2 on 1. طيب. The next مسألة is if there's more than one person. If there's more than one person with the زوج. If there's more than one person with the زوج. If there's more than one person with the زوج. طيب. So for example, here we've got زوجة, بنت, and جدة. Pay attention here. This requires a bit of thinking. زوجة, bint, and what? جدة, right? Okay. There's a long way of doing it, which is found in the majority of books of fiqh, all books of fiqh. Or there's a shorter way of doing it, in which you'll get exactly the same natija, exactly the same outcome. Exactly the same outcome. We're not going to study the long method. We're not going to study it because we don't have time. It takes a long time to explain. It takes a long time to understand, and we don't have that time. And the book that we're studying is summarized. It's a mukhtasar. Like, and it would go something like this. It would go like this. Jami'ah. It would go like that. But there's no need. We're going to do a mas'ala for the zawja, and then a mas'ala on just for these two, and then we're going to compare this siham and this siham. We don't need any of that. We're going to do the short way, which leads to exactly the same outcome. Who did we have? Zawja and Jadda. The easier way of doing it is do one mas'ala for the Zawja. What does the Zawja get here when there's a bint? Thuman. We're going to give her that. We're going to split the wealth. And we're going to give her her portion. We're going to ask her to leave. Who have we got left? Jadda and bint. We're going to do a separate mas'ala. Bint, Jadda. Bint gets what? Nisf. Jadda gets sudus. Baqi, no, she doesn't get a baqi because there's no zawj. نعم أصل المسألة 6, half 3, 1/6, 1. أصل new مسألة 4. We're going to split the wealth into 4. What wealth? The wealth that was left over after the zawja has taken her portion. Huh? خلاص. That's the easier way of doing it. So for example, let's say a person leaves behind 100,000. Let's say a person leaves behind 100,000. Okay? Split that into, oh no, let's say 80,000. Just make it easy. 80,000. Give the zawja 1/8. 10,000, صح? What's left? 70k. We're going to split that amongst these people. We're going to split that amongst these people. How many portions are we going to split this into? 4. And then we're going to give the bint, whatever she's entitled to, 3 portions of it, and the jadda into 1. We're going to give her 1 portion. Okay. Another mas'ala. Let's say زوج أخ لأم. Based on what we've just studied, who can distribute this? Huh? Do one masala for the Zawj. Zawj, he gets what here? Nisf. So we're going to give him. And we've got, let's say we've got 100,000 to work with. Right? What we're going to give him? Right. What's left? 50k. What we're going to do now, carry on. Do another mas'ala, a new mas'ala. For who? The and the akh li What does the get in this scenario? Huh? Huh? Sudus. طيب. Sudus. أصل المسألة 6. 1/3. 1/3 of 6. 2. 1/6 of 1. What should we do now? Change the asl mas'ala to. That is called mas'ala to rad. So 3. What we're going to do now, split it into 3. Split what into 3? The 50k that we had left over from the Zawj. صح? The 50k that we have left over from the Zawj. Is that not easier than doing a whole shubaka, a whole window, and then doing a mas'ala for the Zawj and a mas'ala for the rest of the waritha, and then getting a jami'ah and looking the jami'ah? It's longer. We don't really need it, as long as we get the same outcome. Is that understood? On that note, we finished the rad. Any questions on the rad? Trust me, you don't need to think too deep into it, because even if you don't know now that you know what rad and awl are, now that you know what they are, when you come across a mas'ala, if you find that you've got a problem, you'll fix it, because you know you either need to do a awl or a rad. Go on. Is there a reason why they don't get any share of the rad? Yes, because they're not related to the deceased via blood. They're related via what? Nikah. And they've taken their right with that nikah. Is that understood? Right. We've got half an hour left. How many masail have we got left now? We've only got haml, pregnant, if a person is pregnant and then their father dies, for example. Mafqood, the one that is lost. And blocking, hajb. There's only 3 things left. Okay? Haml, what do you say? Haml, mafqood. So yeah, you're right, dawla. Call it 4. Okay. Let's go to mafqood. He's a bit easier to deal with. Haml is if a person dies and one of the people that is meant to inherit is in the womb of his mother. Mafqood. Go to mafqood. Mafqood is a bit easier, that we can kind of do that in half an hour. Haml requires a bit of time. Al-mafqood.